What is up, guys? Whoever you are and wherever you are, welcome back to this channel. Today I wanted to discuss something with you, and that is the new update for Assetto Corsa Competizione for Xbox One. Now, that was released like 2 weeks ago, but I just didn't have the time to review it, so apologizes for that. But impressively enough, this just hasn't been fixed in these 2 weeks, so I still have the time to make this video and address all of the issues. Now, unfortunately, and believe it or not, the game state has just worsened it rather than improve it with this new update, which was meant to make things better. Now, this is the first time I ever see a game worsening its state because of an update rather than improving. I just tested the update, and I have to say that it's like a half improvement, but like at the same time it's like a half step back. Now, this is not the same for anyone because everyone is experiencing different things. I regret saying that the game was unplayable when it first released because it wasn't. There was a little bit of inconvenience here and there, but you could work your way into a gameplay session. Now it's just actually unplayable, straight up unplayable, because of the following issues. Now, first off, this update was meant to mainly fix the force feedback issues that the game had since launch, as well as any private lobbies and other stuff, minor stuff. Did they fix the force feedback issues? No, they didn't. They actually worsened things up, because as soon as you plug your wheel, you will find that the car, no matter what car you're driving, will feel extremely understeery. Now, there is a way to get around this, but it's annoying because this isn't supposed to happen. Now, regarding the force feedback itself, yeah, the wheel still feels dead and numb, and there is still nothing. It still feels like you don't even have your wheel plugged in, you know? It's still dead, there is still nothing transmitting, though I have to say that there is now a hint of force feedback and road effects. You don't really have to mess around with it all that much. All I did is to turn my force feedback gain to 70%, and it didn't work. I'm not gonna say that force feedback has been fixed, because I really doubt that's the way it's meant to be. It's just so dead and sloppy, but like there is a hint of it, and you can feel it, and you can go through curves, and this time it actually takes a little bit of extra force to turn the wheel, so like they are slowly getting there, but yeah, it's not fixed. That is regarding the force feedback stuff itself. Now, remember that I mentioned understeer was an issue? Well, you can actually fix this by going into the steering angle option, and you will see its default at like 900 degrees, I think. I think it depends also on your wheel. So just go ahead and set it way lower. Yeah, sure, this isn't the way it's supposed to work, but it works this time because the game is flawed, so is the configuration, so is the hardware, so is everything else. This is what we are left with, and it works. Just, I'm gonna be leaving my settings on screen. Again, I don't have proper force feedback, I don't have proper steering, it either oversteers or understeers way too much. And I've noticed that at times, it tends to do either of these things on certain corners. It's not like something that just happens randomly. It just tends to happen on certain corners of certain tracks, but sadly and unfortunately there are way too many of those glitched out corners, let's just say. So again, I would call this game unpredictable now. On the past, at least, you knew what was up with this game and how to get around it. Now there is really no way to predict its behavior, and it's just, for that reason, it's just worse now. Now, like I said, you can kind of get around it if you use better settings. Just mess around with them, what works with you, with your wheels, with your car, with your track. But yeah, we shouldn't have to be messing around this much to get it to work properly. We're not even setting up for a professional thing or for our own personal preference. We're just trying to get it to work to the closest thing that we can to a proper wheel, to a proper behavior. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave my settings on screen. Now, unfortunately, and as unpredictable as this game became, there are also a ton of issues that people on Twitter are reporting, which I am going to be displaying on screen right now and reading out aloud in case you're not looking at your screen. Now, it's worth noting that most of these comments were made on 28th of July, which was the day the update dropped for Xbox One. Again, all these comments are for Xbox One. Apparently, people on PS4 are experiencing the exact same issues. But yeah, I just tested the Xbox One version, so have that in mind. This person right here says, so personally I don't want paying, but please test everything and every wheel brand before you bring out a long wait for a PS4 update. ACC did and still didn't have the potential to match Project Cars 2, but a ship sinks fast, and with bad updates even faster. Stem the flow, please. Another person says, unbelievable poor business practices. No refund for those that electronically purchased. No basic features for sims such as leaks, private lobbies, or field of view adjustments. Beyond shady. This is another big point right here. Check this out. After the first part, awful what they did. The game is still in terrible condition, and even after that I have to pay to be able to play on a private server. Shame! As much as I held the team, it was so incredible what you are doing now. Same person on a different thread says right now it's a waste of money I spent on the game. Now there's one person saying amazing, play this afternoon with the new updates and everything is working great. G920 wheel, graphics, FPS, thanks for all the hard work. However, this person who seems to be like only one on the entire thread to drop a positive comment has absolutely no content on their Twitter account. No profile pictures, no tweets, no followers, following no one. Super shady. It's almost like I'm not gonna jump into the conclusion to say that Kunos themselves made this account to give themselves a boost, but yeah, it's kind of suspicious that that's literally the only thing they ever did with that account. Check this out, minimum for 0 and damper 0 and it's better before the update. The person is replying, thanks David, after speaking to D3T Ltd, it's clear that the game was only ported to consoles to fund the PC version of ACC, Kunos or 505 and now D3T, not one of them is bothered about fixing the multiplayer and headlights and now force feedback, yet PC version has regular updates. This person says, please can you quickly adjust the headlight improvement at night? This will satisfy the community while waiting for the other improvements. It shouldn't be complicated to do, increase the light at the distance a little, because I feel like I'm riding moped. Thanks. I mean, this is something I forgot to address. It's insane that there are so many issues with this game that I keep forgetting to add a good amount of them on my complaining videos. But yeah, lighting is terrible for this game. Absolutely terrible. You can't see anything in front of you. Pay to play with your mates, it's a prank. The FPS are worse now, so disappointing. Bring back keyboard support. That is actually a surprise. I don't see a reason to remove keyboard support, but apparently PC players have faced this issue. Kunos just suddenly removed keyboard support. I think this was completely unnecessary. I understand that not many people are out here playing with keyboard, but if it was there before, why remove it? That's just an insanely shady thing to do. Super, I don't know how to describe it. It's just that these corporations just straight up don't care about the clients and the customers. What's new in this update? Because hopefully you've made it playable on Xbox. Again, implying that the game was unplayable. FPS is still same as before. We did not get the 60 FPS PS4 got. I honestly don't think we will ever see 60 FPS on Xbox. Why is Xbox One X still running at a poor 30 FPS after this patch, but PS4 runs closer to 60? Very odd. Is it likely to fix the constant connection failures the moment you leave the pitch in every online lobby? Because it's a pretty useless game when half of it doesn't work. For Xbox One X, it's still unplayable because of FPS. This person says, I just want to play the game. Game crashes every time. Now another person says, first of all, thank you for your hard work. I was waiting for the performance update. Unfortunately, it is horrible. I have freezing, the FPS is jumping between 30 to 42 to 56 to 60, 60 being the rarest, screen vibrating like the stroboscope, I got a headache after 1.5 hours, FPS dropped drastically around buildings, could you just decrease the graphics of those? I don't care about buildings but I like 60 FPS. That's again something I forgot to address on my other video. Buildings are a strange thing on this game. For some reason they seem to be moving at like 5 FPS and then the rest of the environment is like 30 or 20, I don't know. Next step to RIP console project, multiple errors, paid servers, no cross-platform, and as a result there is no community. Tanks works perfectly on Pro, 16 minutes of pure racing wheel to wheel, yesterday, love it, force feedback is awesome. Okay, so you might be falling to thinking, okay, at least it works fine for just one person. Check their profile once again. No tweets, no followers, no following anyone, no profile picture, no nothing anywhere, and in case it couldn't get worse, if you thought it wouldn't get worse, the account was created June 2020. Let's just wait till it all gets sorted, but if I had to be honest, I think we just be looking, or we should be waiting for a release on Series X and PlayStation 5, so that we don't have to deal with this, because all of these issues seem to be rooted on the hardware. The hardware seems to be lacking a little to run this game properly, while PC is not experiencing half of these issues. So I would just wait for Series X. Hopefully it will come for the next generation of consoles. Hopefully we will be getting all of this stuff sorted out and fully working. But until then, I think this is everything. Please let me know in the comments if you know anything that I don't, if you have anything to share, because a lot of people actually were sharing setups and settings to get this thing to work somewhat properly on my past videos. So if you have any of those, please share them. I will be grateful. Other people will be grateful. Please do it. Now, I think that's everything for today, and until next time, I will see you guys.